control, the Batman with his fist. And clearly I don't see myself upon that list. She said, where'd you wanna go? How much you wanna risk? I'm not looking for somebody with some superhuman gifts, some superhero.
Hello and welcome to an edition of Small World Canada. I'm going to take some Canadian money with me. That's loonie, or toonie, I should say. Toonie is the $2. A loonie is the $1. I got to fill that bird feeder thing. Anyways, this is en route. I'll check in at now and then. This is the potential second span by the Maroon family to Windsor, but I'm going to take the tunnel.
94.7 CSX. I'm Dave Dahmer. It was me.
You will find me. I'll be waiting for you, waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you, waiting for you. I'm not wasting my time. I'll be waiting for you, waiting for you. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting my time.
I come on to you. If you come on to me, will I come on along to spend some special time with come on to you.
Time flies by in the yellow and green. Stick around beneath the feet. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone. I'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun, feeling like a someone.
All right, this is the first glimpse of the holiday train. And I had to park way out here, but we'll check out the hood. Nice residential neighborhood. Just east of the rail yard. Holiday decorations were up. And a nice little walk. And then you gotta traverse through some vegetation. But there was a good crowd. Several thousand people, to be sure. And they had live entertainment.
What's up, bud?
Hey, come here, Ethan.
All right. I went to the front of the train. Now I'm backing up in the mid area. They have a stage set up. We'll check that out shortly. But nicely decorated cars. Rail cars. Here's a nice crowd here gathered. It's a little muddy, but some of the kids liked it.
Guys put on the train is going all the way with me, so thank you again for being here.
Check this Santa out.
Well, we're in the front of the crowd, baby. Everybody's gonna come.
Well, the concert was over, but watching the train on the move, that's part of the fun also. That has yet to happen. But soon. So, like all good things, sometimes you just have to wait. Mount Royale. So they have passenger cars. So I understand that they would be like sleeper cars. So there's a traveling group because it's a tour that they do. But look at the platform, the stage kind of set up here. Well, the train is on a tight schedule, so they're going to have to pull up the drawbridge here. holiday train. Yes, indeedy. That would be a great trip. Say you take it from Toronto to Windsor, then to Detroit, and then to Chicago. You probably could do that a couple times. Make it worth your while. But anyways, they have a few passenger cars on here. And this is, I'm going to show you, it can be done. So the holiday train, it's going to back up. It's going to go south, actually. It's in this rail yard, but it dead ends up there, so they can't go north. This is the Great White South. Windsor is south of Detroit. But it goes under the Detroit River to Roosevelt Park. Well, the rail line behind. Corktown would have a field day. The train could roll nice and slowly through Corktown. People would get a kick. Just give them a reference time. Nowadays with social media, it's hard. People should be able to spot the train, especially this one. But here we go. Engine 2644 is going in reverse. 2246. Okay, the holiday train backed up and then it kind of just stopped down there. And I was wondering if I had enough time to catch the train before it backed up all the way and then went under the Detroit River. But apparently they had to stop and let the band off and their equipment. And maybe some more people, who knows, but I was able to make it to the other side. They had a thing collecting donations.
White North or what?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name?
Al.
Al. And you got whose autograph?
Sam Roberts.
All right.
Watch, you're gonna get. There's the police are trying to get through.
1 the high. Sunday cloudy again. 5 or 41 the high. It's another long set.
Yeah, Al was pretty cool. I told him, hey, I want to check out, where it goes under the Detroit River, where the tunnel is. 93.9 is out of Windsor. We get good reception in the Detroit area. Anyways, you see a crowd there, that's on College. But I parked up this way. I thought, I don't have too much time getting my bearings. I'm near Leopards. That shouldn't be too hard to forget. All right. There's people out yonder. So I knew I hadn't missed the train. So it's like, yes, because I wanted to see the train on the move. And right under me is where the tunnel surfaces. And Detroit River Tunnel, 1909. And there's no reason you couldn't have passenger traffic. You would have to have a customs thing on both sides of the border. But we could have worked all that out. Windsor's pretty cool, vice versa. Windsor's financing the Gordie Howe Bridge. So, anyways, I'm waiting for the holiday train, and a lot of people were also. And patience is a virtue. It took quite a while, but there was a beacon. You can kind of see it out there. We were all just waiting for a sign. Just a sign. Show us something. And then... and then it stopped. It's like... wow. You knew eventually. And then sure enough. And that's the way it was. Friday, just before 9 p.m. College in Wellington. Man, wow, that train was awesome. Now if we could get passenger service, even if it's just between Detroit and Toronto, that would be awesome. Yes, and we just have to have customs and so forth, but Windsor's pretty cool. So is Detroit. I need to promote both cities. The Angry Spider. Okay. Here's the map. I love this. Is a Detroit Windsor visitor guide map that they have. And it turns out pretty good. If you're a visitor just for like a weekend in Detroit, this is a great map to have. So if you venture into Windsor, perfect map.
The 50th annual Windsor Santa Claus Parade takes place tomorrow. The chair of the Downtown Windsor Business Association.
You get a great view in Windsor of the city of Detroit. So, but first, I was mesmerized by this thing. So many paddles, but yeah, look at the view. Then I want to see kind of where the tunnel goes under here, so I'm trying to get the lay of the land. The Motor City Casino Hotel. Yeah, so it's under here. But, so just follow the train tracks. Between Cameron there, there's the double. So we just have rail service between Detroit and Windsor. How cool would that be? It can be done. Listen, see if you can hear the people moving. It was a pretty still night. Alright, that's where the rail line goes under. But they have a red light district in Windsor. I've heard about it. Somewhere over there. You see that glow? But, yeah, Detroit certainly with the Detroit River there flattening and you get the skyline approach. So it's always a good view. Then the beacon, it's, well, DTE energy, 1,000 points of light. That was a good vision by Bush. Detroit needs to do that. Now, I don't know what those bright lights are, but somewhere over there the tunnel will surface and go behind Michigan Central Station. And Ford wants to be the mobility company, but I haven't heard if they're going to keep a few floors there for a hotel or something like that, but they could have that occasional train that goes to Toronto. And the occasional train that hooks up and goes to Chicago. Here, these lights, look at, it's just so many patterns. Then rock formations. This means something. What? I'm not sure, but everybody probably has their own interpretation, but go for it. But they have a sculpture park, and certainly during the daytime, things would show up better. But yeah, that red light district, that was like a magnet. It's like, oh my gosh, I gotta go there. But look how still. Swimming. Not today, anyways. You see a little bit of a current there. Belle Isle Bridge lights. great. Ah, yes. Who can argue that? Definitely. Yeah. Sometimes you see a big boat. To me, makes me want to just take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, and just spend a little time just checking a big boat go by. So there it went. It's like Pac-Man or Mrs. Pac-Man gobbling the lights. Makes a curve there to the left. They must like disco or something. That's 1225. I think that's a new apartment complex or condo. But then they have, closer to downtown, they have an International Aquatic Center and an art sculpture. This is just off Riverside. Then, yeah, check the architecture here. I like this. Alright. Well, it's too late at night, but it looks like a place where you can get healthy. And they have a water park, too, with fancy lighting. And, well, yeah, there's the red light area. You know you're getting hot. All right. There's the parking deck there. The transit center. And then here, the water slides. And then maybe you can surf. And they have a fancy fan. Adventure Bay. And a good bus system. Check out this terminal. You can connect from here to there. Then, I hadn't eaten actually, didn't have dinner yet, so I was checking out what they have here, and they have it You kind of, it's American, but you can see some French influences there. So they got a different assortment. So their vending machines do look a little different. Plus you're playing with that funny money. They have the loonies and the toonies. That's your Kit Kat there. So there's a toonie. That's the one with the polar bear. It's bipolar, actually, with the coin. Make the selection, then you gotta press enter. Yeah, there you go. Press the check, then cha-ching. So yeah, even I could figure that one out. All right, so this is the lobby. Then I figured, well, not just a candy bar. Maybe I should do one of these sandwiches. So press OK. This is a choice one. Not that fake mayonnaise. That's the one Donald likes. They have a history of Windsor and so forth. The International Freedom Festival, 1959. The first minivan, 1983. Windsor Sculpture Park there. And then it's a younger city. The drinking age is 19. Well, that is Main Street, Windsor.
Real Music Variety, 93.9 The River, I'm Smart Clinic. Coming in the next set, discover new music from Imagine Dragons and the Revivalists, their new song called All My Friends. Make sure you check out a feature that...
Wherever you're going, or doing, it's Chase Rice and Walker McGuire taking...
Well, it was down some street we couldn't even pronounce. We were stuck in the middle. These are the clothes on.
When I started talking to you. Now you're standing.
Yeah, they have adult entertainment in Windsor, whatever that means. Ask your grandma about that one. Oh, Lord. But look at the architecture there. Those are some nice balconies. They have a red light district. Look, check that out. That's part of this bar, I guess. Look at the mural. Fog. Well, all be. I had to check out the other side here, but I was here. I like lighting. The Capitol is nearby. lights were not on here on Friday night. Unless they were on earlier. But they have like a walk of fame. And I don't think Detroit has one. Unless I'm missing something. But if we don't, we gotta question why we don't. I'm not that familiar with the names. But that doesn't mean they're not famous. But yeah, it just begs the question why we can't have one in Detroit. And if they do, forgive me. I don't know. I'm going to have to find out where it would be. Where we should put one. Right? All right. Well, here they had live entertainment, and it was free. Oh, I like this map here from 1952.
You having a good time? We are. The tape song you sang about Chernobyl and how the motion of you drank. You just crashed into daddy's car and the radio had just killed the radio star. Radio star. Radio star.
To check the city out just for a little bit before I had to go back home. But they had some kind of party gig because a lot of the younger folk had those red t-shirts on. And the best I could make out of it was like there was like a 12-bar event.
Oh, he's a handsome.
And maybe it was free admission, whatever. The most beautiful girls, the Alley Cats. Well, Chrysler has their Canadian headquarters here in Windsor. Uh-oh. This is for mature audiences only. Uh-oh. Well, in Windsor, you can get naughty. Here's like the old bus terminal, the Greyhound things. So that looks like it's closed up. Here's another look. Bay 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at the Windsor police. They have some moose, they have a train, and they have a boat. Right? I had trains and boats also in this show. I only got one plane, I think, though. So we would get the trifecta. But here's Caesars. So, gaming, the casino kind of thing. Aretha played here. And I've never checked a concert out at the Coliseum, so I'm not even sure what the attendance is, but I've heard good things and so forth. I probably owe it to myself to see something, but there's so many things you can do for free that being cheap as I am, yeah. But anyways, if you're doing the upscale thing, yes, you make it to this place. Celine is certainly a huge star. Jason, can't say I know anything there. Keeping the flame of freedom alive. So there's like a tribute in Detroit. So this is the Windsor version. This was the Underground Railroad, which we actually have an Underground Railroad right now. We saw that kind of earlier when the train went under the Detroit River. This one was like, they did it probably by boat, I would imagine. But, yeah, they escaped to these cities. Oh, check this out. Another big boat. Oh, yeah. You have to keep your eyes open for sure, because they can slip by you and miss them. Breathe in, breathe out. Oh yeah, it's nice just to take a moment. At least I can say I saw a Holiday Inn last night or the night before or whatever. I didn't sleep at one. Look at the decorative lighting here. Then they have the maple leaf up high. Look at this bush here. This is well done. Unless it just grows like that on its own, or that kind of has to be trimmed like that. My evil twin was even admiring it. Wow. I like that. The Loose Goose. This is kind of close to Riverside. They have, looks like a dartboard up there on the second level. But this is just like the start of it. Then I guess they show fights. But the younger crowd, and they don't wear coats. You know, they feel they can do it. There's a nice china shop downtown. There's a bank. We're looking at some of the businesses, but yeah, this is BB braided. So the decorative reindeer hats. And there's different bars that we're participating in. So it was probably the smoke crowd that would be outside. But the streets were alive with the young folk enjoying this particular evening. And as well as they should. And they were well behaved, and some certainly were ready for the holidays. But, you know, you look, urban planning, certainly. You look at the vibrancy of the city. And so this area is doing well. Look.
How you doing? Merry Christmas.
Watch that pole. Interesting. People were dressed there in the holiday mood. So Wyandotte Street, that's kind of like the north end of the main downtown area. And I think the bars close at 1, if I'm not mistaken. Some of these are chains. I think this Tequila Bob's is a chain. They have lights for jewelry now, it seems, so the flashing. Okay, now here's some of the artwork adorning some of the buildings. I like that furs. But then in this alley, yeah, they did a real good job with some of these. Check out these murals. Just take a stroll down the alley. To all highways. Well, I want to take the tunnel back. So that I shall do. That's pretty much going to call it a night. Here's a monster snowman. I love these lighted lawn ornaments. But, yeah, that was Frosty. Folks, though, thanks for watching. This will be next week's show, which will be Noel night. So this is just the start But I parked for free here on 3rd Avenue. And this is the website. Those are the new hours. And they have world famous chicken here. And that's their special of the day. Okay, so we'll continue this next week. Good night, everyone. Happy holidays.